Okay, Gemini. Gemini, welcome to Super Windy Saturdays, my friends. It's all about you, Gemini. You are first up today. Thank you for being here, and if you are returning, of course, thank you for coming back. It means the world to me. Thank you. I have 5 different tarot decks here, and I've got a Radiant Souls Oracle, which we will be looking at in a moment, and I also have a Lenormand here. I don't know which tarot cards I'll be using yet. We're playing that by ear. But, as per usual, it is my pleasure to read for your highest good and your highest outcome. That is the whole point. So, let's get into it. We're going to kick it off with an oracle today, Gemini. See if we can get a little bit of a clue as to what this reading may be about, okay? This one takes 4 cards laid out in a grid, basically. You know what? I'll pull the first one now and we'll show you what I mean. There's a word at the top, and then there are words at each corner. And so as you lay them out in a grid, you're going to have a kind of a 4-word clue into what's going on. So we're kicking it off with the Witness. We've got, this one was upside down, the Explorer, the Witness, the Explorer, the Impartial. The Impartial, I like that. Kind of a Justice, like Libra type card. Or King of Swords, maybe. And we have the Inspired. Okay. So our inner circle here. That one is really hard to read. Forgive me. Oh, Lord. Oh, it says change. Kind of like my eyesight. Okay, so we have foundation, change, quality, and wonder. Foundation, change, quality, and wonder. It's a change for the better, and it's something that is a bit of an unknown right now, but I think it feels like a positive thing. It's sort of a, well, I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm feeling very optimistic, kind of like Fool, kind of like the Fool energy in the tarot. In a sense. So, love to see that, Gemini. All right, I will put these aside for a moment, and we will get right into the tarot. I think we're going to work with the Baroque Tarot for our 3 cards. Foundation, change, quality, wonder. That's very interesting. Okay, we're kicking it off with the Queen of Swords. We've got, because that one flipped over. Let's see here. Queen of Swords. One more shuffle here. Okay, there's our other 2 cards. Queen of Swords, 4 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. Okay, interesting. Queen of Swords, 4 of Swords, 9 of Cups. Underlying the deck is the Ace of Swords. The Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. This is very much like a strong desire for truth, definitely. And I think basically, and then the way you respond to it. The Queen of Swords just doesn't take crap. She's highly intuitive and discerning, and when things are not in balance or just or fair, the sword comes out. You know, she's very abrupt. And I think with the Ace of Swords there, it's basically kind of discovering a truth and cutting it out. And I think this truth pertains to your own personal happiness and the way that you've been interacting with it. So this change, this foundational change that's sort of an unknown, but a positive, you know, quality, wonder, which is a very weird way of saying it. I really like that because I think there's a part of you that's realized you're cutting out the feeling sorry for yourself of this 4 of Cups. This is stagnant energy just sitting there like, oh, when's my ship coming in? When's, you know, when am I going to meet my person? When am I going to this or that, right? 9 of Cups is all about satisfaction and happiness. And it's a card of a strong individualistic nature in the sense that this is about your own happiness. It's not really dependent on other people. So this change that's occurring, I feel, has a lot to do with how you perceive your circumstances, which is sort of an alchemical mindset, really. Gemini. So I think, yeah, we're going to do Cosmic for our clarifications here. Yeah, we're going to do cosmic for the clarifications for you, Gemini. What do we need to know about this Queen of Swords? Queen of Swords, Queen of Swords. Cutting off your head for being a dick. I don't know. That could just be partially my annoying nature, and it could be something for you there. I have no idea. You could be cutting off annoying dicks in your life. Okay, we have the Prince of Pentacles here, or the Knight of Pentacles. All right, we've got the Two of Cups. Interesting. And we have the Prince of Wands. So we have the Prince of Pentacles and the Prince of Wands. Those are very, those two energies are very diametrically opposed to each other in a lot of ways. The Prince of Wands is absolutely full of passion and acts very compulsively about that passion, whereas the Prince of Pentacles is a lot more tactful and cautious and sort of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Procedural in the way that they move about in the world. So with the Two of Cups here, and the Queen of Swords, Gemini, your energy, obviously your air sign, the Queen of Swords feels like your energy. In fact, it might even literally be your energy in terms of like what the card is affiliated with. Gemini might be it, but I don't recall. Don't quote me on that. And it looks like you almost have two different individuals here, or it could be a shift. You could be seeing a Knight of Pentacles energy shift towards that wand energy. In other words, this person is finding their passion as it pertains to you, perhaps. This Two of Cups is, Two of Cups is all about partnerships and love and deep friendships as well. But it kind of, with the passion, I kind of wonder if it is about love, especially with the Four of Cups and the Nine of Cups here and that whole thing we've been talking about. So this is a change into the unknown. It's a shift that's you're not exactly familiar with. Judgment is on the bottom of the deck, Gemini. Judgment is literally, this is interference from spirit, course correcting something in your life. Mission realignment, you could call it, or I really feel like it's an intervention that is really bringing you towards your true, towards the correct path, I guess, the true path in a sense. More aligned with who you genuinely are, because ultimately Spirit is wanting you to be in your authentic nature, because you were brought here. You are who you are uniquely, and it's not meant to be suppressed. It's meant to be celebrated, Gemini. So that's really important, I think, especially with many of us in Western culture having different religious upbringings and programmings, and no judgment about that, but there's a kind of a tendency to actually want to like suppress who you are as an authentic individual, and I feel like it's sort of backwards. If you believe you were created by a particular individual deity, you got to understand that those attributes of who you are were put there for a reason. So if I don't know what that's all about, but if somebody's convincing you to not be who you are because the person who made you thinks that you shouldn't behave that way or be that way, you might want to think on that a little bit. Behavior is not the same thing as character, by the way, so let's clarify that. Okay, but anyway, let's get into this Four of Cups, Gemini. Thanks for bearing with me there. We've got the Hermit. So yeah, the Four of Cups time, the stagnation, the sitting there was a time for introspection and reflection and a gaining of wisdom while you're in your hermit mode, in your solo, doing your solo act. You were gaining lots of wisdom. Six of Cups on the bottom, which is great. That card flipped over. Okay, we got the Eight of Cups here. Yeah, I mean, the wisdom that was gained while you were alone, and I think for some of you, I think, probably walked away from something. You probably did. You may have been the instigator of the end of your previous relationship, perhaps. And I think it was for your benefit. I think you actually were standing up for yourself. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I feel like that was probably you that ended it, but I don't know. That's what it vibes like. regardless, somebody walked away and gave you an opportunity to have a hermit mode or a time of reflection. And then we've got the Four of Cups. Again, yes, this Four of Cups and Four of Cups. We've got stagnancy here, Gemini. Something you were meant to come out of. In other words, if you're in that right now, if you're feeling like you're in that stagnancy right now, the opportunity to utilize that for gaining wisdom is like right there at your disposal. And I think it's really important you take that opportunity. Four of Pentacles is on the bottom. Again, another energy of inaction, stagnation. There's fear of moving forward here, basically. Gemini. That'll change. That'll change, and I think that's going to change. What I'm seeing so far is that you may have this this other individual, maybe an earth sign, maybe a fire sign. I kind of wonder if it's an earth sign sort of finding their fire in a sense, but about you. But regardless, or past earth sign was maybe not the most honest person with you either. There could be that as well. Some of you had a bad, maybe your previous relationship, if we're speaking to that in this past position, maybe that's why you cut them off with that Queen of Swords energy, is that they were doing something they shouldn't have been doing. Again, could be earth, could be fire. I don't know. Which is literally half of the population. So, wow. Magic insights, right? Right. I think that's interesting. Some of you were probably being skeptical of this reading at that moment. That's funny. I like it. I'm skeptical of these readings too, oftentimes. It's okay. Now, but yeah, there was a lot of stagnant energy there. I think you're coming out of it. I'm hoping, because we're going into this Nine of Cups, which is that satisfaction and that happiness and contentment kind of within yourself. So what do we need to know about this Nine of Cups for Gemini? It looks like we almost have more of a past story here, like a past, present, maybe a future kind of thing going on. We have the Nine of Cups, clarifying the Nine of Cups, which is really fascinating. It was on my mind, and I wanted to say something, and I didn't. But you've probably seen it before, Gemini. The Nine of Cups, like I said, is traditionally a very an energy of individual happiness and contentment, and there's one person sitting there happy, right? This cosmic tarot is very unique because look at this. There's two people. Two lovely people, Gemini. I intuit in some ways that this is sort of, it's a manifestation as well. That one of those two people, take it as it resonates, of course, you could be either one of them, but the person you're manifesting or imagining or and again, it may not be a specific person. If you're trying to manifest a specific person and there's resistance, just stop it. What you really want is something that is not literally them. It's something else, I promise you that. And it's something better. We had judgment there. It's for a reason. It's to realign you. So there's qualities of that person that you may truly appreciate that are definitely meant for you, but don't pigeonhole yourself with a specific person. If there's any resistance at all, it's probably not. Okay? But anyway, this person you're manifesting it's still in that mode, but it's coming, right? So your opportunity to be in the Ten of Cups pairing is like, it's right on the horizon, basically. We have the King of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles, or the Prince of Pentacles, I should say, has become a king. I find that really interesting because today, I record these a little bit early. Today, yesterday, Queen Elizabeth II died, and Prince Charles has just now become a king, and I find that very interesting that the prince has become a king. Here we go. So we got the King of Pentacles here, all grown up. And then we got the Moon. This is your inner world, right? Your deepest dreams, your desires, your hopes and your fears, right? All that stuff. So this is something that pertains very much to what you truly desire, which I kind of alluded to earlier about, like, the specificity of a specific person isn't really the core of your desire. It's something that represents those desires. And there's really your your desires are actually maybe come in a package that you don't anticipate. Which is interesting to me because in the past position, it's like if you had two people, the Prince of Wands and the Prince of Pentacles, Gemini, I would venture a guess that the fire person was probably the one you were more attracted to. But it would appear that maybe this earth sign has grown up in a sense. And maybe it's going to maybe you might be finding out that this person is actually well suited to you. Underlying the deck, Six of Pentacles, a restoration of balance. Kind of like the Libra energy here in this card, the impartial, with the scales. So there is something, excuse me, the Palo Santo is getting to me. I hotbox this fan really bad sometimes. The Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles is a restoration of balance. It's very happy, and you can see the moon there in that card as well. Kind of eclipsed, but I feel like it's coming into a full moon reflection, basically. So the new moon, the dark moon, is sort of ending, and light is beginning to shine on your moon. It also is a card of indicating like the seeds that have been sown are starting to bear fruit. So a process that's been underway, something that you committed some energy to, is starting to show some reward. And I think that process that you've been sowing seeds into is literally that of your self-contentment, your happiness within yourself, and utilizing the time that you've been alone to gain insights. You know, in that hermit mode, it's starting to bear fruit now, in the sense that you're finding your own contentment within. And I think that some of that energy is obviously going to attract people. The more confident you are in yourself, the more you love yourself, the more these things tend to come out in the wash, you know. So Gemini, I think that there's probably something really big on the horizon for you in that sense. And I think for our outcome, I think we're going to use a wild unknown, Gemini. Gemini, the Lovers. Gemini, this is your card, by the way, the Lovers. I did not know this was on the bottom, so that's a coinky dink, just for you and I to muse on and go, huh, isn't that fun? So anyway, wild unknown here. We need 3 cards of potential outcome for our Gemini friends, please. 3 cards of outcome for our Geminis. Okay, they're a little bit. One. Hey, one. We were gonna do one more shuffle. We're taking this. That was poking out. Didn't want to go back down. 7 of Wands. When you stand up for yourself, your light shines brightly. Okay? Again, I was just talking about confidence and that being attractive and how that will draw energy in. This is kind of a representation of that. You're standing there in solitude in a sense, maybe currently, but you're shining brightly because you've found your own fire. Your own fire, your own water. You know, you've learned how to nurture yourself and keep those things aligned. So that's great. I need 2 more cards for Gemini, please. 2 more cards. Okay, I'm going to do one more shuffle, and then we will just go ahead and pull. Okay. And then we've got the Devil, Capricorn. This is Capricorn energy, seeing the King of Pentacles in this. It could be a Capricorn Gemini, potentially. Take it as it resonates. I don't know. And then we've got the Son of Swords here. Fast-moving energy here. This is the 3rd knight we've seen, by the way, or prince. We've got the Son of Swords. So Earth, Fire, Air. Yeah, fastest knight in the deck, which is a very opposite energy to the Prince of Pentacles or the Knight of Pentacles we saw earlier. But like I said, I feel like that individual has graduated in some sense. And when we have the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck, this is the manifestation energy. It's playful, it's fun, it's creative, it's gentle. Like, there's a Gemini, I think you're learning not to be so hard on yourself, perhaps, in this period of time, and it's paying off in a lot of ways because your ability to manifest is actually working better than you think. I don't know. That has nothing to do with this card exactly, but that's what my intuition is saying. Better than you think. It's a change. it's an uncontrollable change here in a sense that's bringing about some wonder and some evolution, and it's positive. But we don't really understand it either, right? And that's kind of what I think that is all about with the Oracle from earlier. It's like that's kind of Page of Pentacles energy. It's like, well, I'm imagining my cup here, and I'm having fun with it, and I don't know exactly where it's going. That's kind of the energy there. I think what is interesting about this to me is that we have sort of two different things going on here on either side of the devil. Knight of Swords, fastest moving knight in the deck, very gung-ho, very happy to go pursue things. The problem is there's a propensity for failures here because there's not a lot of foresight and forethought. On this side, with the Seven of Wands, sevens are not really cards of action. They're cards of stillness, and this is sort of it's actually a defensive energy. It's bravery and it's defensive at the same time, but it's not really, it's like, I'm ready. I'm not going to take action, but I'm ready to take action, and it's more of a standing your ground kind of thing. And this deck, though, the way that it demonstrates that shining light, I think it's really important. What I see here is, in a more literal sense, is stubbornness. It's stubbornness. And I do see it over this, when we had our middle column here of the Four of Cups being seen twice, and the Eight of Cups and the Hermit card. This stubbornness is like an unwillingness to move forward or to heal from something. It's kind of what it feels like to me, is like you're still holding on to the past person, or still holding on to a specific person that you're trying to manifest. That's kind of what this feels like to me. Or for some of you, it could literally be a Capricorn King of Pentacles situation. I personally find that to be an interesting pairing. Of course, here's the thing, Gemini, we've got all the stuff in our charts, basically, in some ways, but take your sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, all that stuff into account, and it's like, Capricorn could be somewhere in somebody's chart that you're all about. It could be their Venus, it could be their rising, it could be whatever, right? I don't know, Gemini, so take it as it resonates. Matter of fact, my Gemini is in North Node and also in Venus. So I've got two Gemini placements. Anyways, Gemini, I think that's what I got for you. Basically, is if you're hanging on to this energy, I think you need to embrace the change, have fun with it, and move on. Because if you do, you're really setting yourself up for a new opportunity to come in that's really going to meet your emotional needs, and really will be something that you've dreamed about with that Moon card, your deepest desires, you know. So you're finding your boldness here, and ability to move forward. You're finding your ability to cut things out of your life that don't serve you with that Queen of Swords. I don't really see this as a negative at all, this Knight of Swords, this moving fast kind of energy. Moving fast towards once it clicks, I think you're going to be fast-tracked towards really stepping into your power and kind of moving into an authenticity that you haven't previously experienced, and I know it's going to feel fantastic. So I would encourage you to do so. And I don't really see a lot of negativity here. There may be some risks associated with being a little more gung-ho, but it seems like something you could use. That's for somebody specific, but it feels like somebody really needs to sort of break out of their shell a little bit. And again, you know, sun, moon, rising, Venus, wherever Gemini is in your chart, that can make a big difference on how this applies to you. So, I don't know, take it for what it's worth. Gemini. I don't know. Isn't that a great way to end a tarot reading, when the reader goes, I don't know. But you do, Gemini, you do. Here's the magic part about Tarotland. Tarotland is, it's like a doctor's visit, and I really ultimately hope to show you that you can trust yourself. Okay? But anyway, Gemini, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. if you're in hermit mode right now, make the most of it and find your power. And Spirit's got great things ahead for you. That's all. That's really all I have to say about that. Gemini, thanks so much. I will see you next week. Super Windy Saturdays. Subscribe if you're not, please, if you liked the video, and also hit the like button. That'd be great. Okay, see you next time.